It happened in our country. So you should be proud of it. Friends, next leader I'm going to talk to you, you have not heard about him, but some of us adore him. His nobility in management. Friends, the next leader I would like to discuss is Professor Brahmprakash. When I was the project director SLV3 program, that is Satellite Launch Vehicle Rocket Program, Professor Brahmprakash, a great scientific leader with nobility, was the director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, VSSC, which integrated multiple institutions based on the advice of Professor Kamala Chowdhury, a management guru from IIM Ahmedabad. Professor Brahmprakash took hundreds of decisions for the growth of space science and technology. One important decision which I will still always cherish was once a program such as SLV3 sanctioned, rocket program sanctioned, the multiple laboratories of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center and also multiple centers of ISRO, including Space Department, have to work to realize the stated goals of the program as achieved. Particularly during 1973 to 1980, there was a tremendous financial crunch and competing requirement for many small projects. He converged all, Professor Brahmprakash, converged all the scientific and technological work to be focused towards SLV3 and satellite. When I say that Professor Brahmprakash is famous for the evolution of a management with nobility, I would like to give a few instances. He enabled for the first time the evolution of a comprehensive management plan for the rocket system SLV3 program toward the mission of putting the Rohini satellite in the orbit. After my task team prepared the SLV3 management plan in a period of 3 months' time, he arranged nearly 15 brainstorming meetings of the Space Scientific Committee, highest body of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. After discussion and approval, this management plan was signed by Professor Brahmprakash and became the guiding spirit and working document for the whole organization. This was the first project management plan evolved. Before starting any work, detailed, thoughtful management plan essential, this we realized. This was the first beginning converting the national vision into a mission mode program. During the evolution of the management plan, I could see how multiple views emerged and how many people were afraid of losing individuality due to the main mission, thereby throwing anger in the meetings. I could see how Professor Brahmprakash radiated with smile in the midst of a continuous smoke coming from the cigarette, continuously being lit one after the other. The anger, fear and prejudice have all disappeared in the smoke in the presence of his nobility in thinking. Today the space program, launch vehicle, spacecraft, scientific experiment and launch mission all are taking place in the centers of Indian Space Research Organization in cohesive and cooperative manner. I learned the hard way from this great mighty soul. What did I learn? Before starting any program, it is essential to have the project management plan with the details of how to steer the project during different phases of the project and foresee the possible critical paths and possible solution, keeping time, performance and schedule as the key factors. I thank this great mighty soul whenever I think of him, who evolved this concept of management with nobility and was a very famous professor in metallurgy at the Indian Institute of Science. He was the pioneer for giving the country the nuclear material for establishing the nuclear fuel complex in Hyderabad. Now we are going to see another leader. Transparency and leadership. The action to be taken by the government does not reach the citizen in time because of the complexity of the decision, length of implementation path and the lack of transparency. For this, I would suggest a unique model which is being practiced in Gujarat. Under this program, approximately 1 lakh government officials, this you may don't know because this is happening in one of our states. The 1 lakh officials, government officials from the chief minister to taluka level staff from 15 departments along with about 1,582 agriculture scientists and several of the stakeholders like civil society organizations, elected representatives, farmers and women spend a month during April, May in rural areas demonstrating the best of technologies to farmers. Such an initiative indicates a strong administrative will to ensure development reaches the rural sector. Kurshi Mahotsav tour, all 18,600 villages of the state Gujarat, providing information, counseling on soil health, organic farming, technology and input, irrigation, besides infusing a new spirit of change and mass mobilization. In addition, Gujarat government has instituted an e-governance system linking the panchayat level district headquarters and the state government, leading to transparency and speed with the decision-making process. As a professor, I was teaching. I was teaching at IIM Ahmedabad. As a professor, I learned this because the political leader of Gujarat and the IIM professor, they worked together, evolved this how to reach the farmers and the best seeds, best fertilizer, best pesticide, how to reach. Now, the next one, problem cannot be our master. We Japanese will become the master of the problem. This is on 29th November night. We are a week back. On 29th November night, I was returning from Seoul, Republic of Korea, to Delhi on a non-stop 7.5 hours flight after attending the eminent person group meeting organized by the President of the Republic of South Korea prior to 2012 Seoul Nuclear Security Summit. This meet was attended by a top expert in the nuclear field from different countries. The mission of EPG, expert personnel group, is to establish safety and security guidelines for 539 nuclear power plants spread all over the world. All over the world, we have got 530 nuclear power plants. I am not going to talk about the details of the meet, but I will like to share one incident which was narrated by Professor Shinji Kitoko. Shinji Kitoko, a professor of Faculty of Law, University of Tokyo, to me and the EPG members. The professor, Japanese professor, explained the whole scene, the combination of the highest intensity earthquake and the tsunami which affected the 40-year-old Fukushima nuclear power plant. He said, professor said, the world has gone through so far 3 major nuclear power plant accidents. One in USA in 6 decades, one in USA, one in former USSR, and the latest in Japan. These 3 accidents definitely will have positive effect on the high quality and the reliability of the world nuclear power plant. He said in the Japan accident, even though the Fukushima plant experienced major natural havoc leading to the major accident of the nuclear power plant, there was no single radiation-induced casualty. There was no radiation leakage. Of course, it was generated within Japan, and also many parts of the world a fear about the type of safety in the present and future shore-based nuclear power station situated in various parts of the world. The most profound statement of Professor Kitoko told me was, Professor said, 2 cities of Japan were attacked by nuclear weapon in 1940s. It was a painful tragedy. But Japanese citizens withstood the boldly challenged the problem. Within 3 decades, Japan got transformed into the most industrial nation in the world. Now Fukushima nuclear plant problem is in front of us, he says. We, the Japanese, will not allow the problem to become our master. With the international cooperation, we, the Japanese, will become the master of the problem, defeat the problem, succeed, and the world will see a clean, green nuclear energy flourishing all over the place. This is what he said. Integrity and succeed with integrity. This is my favorite theme. I want to tell you a story. I was addressing Mussoorie IAS officers, Sorry, you have 100 people every year. I go and address them, IAS, future IAS. There's a training they go through 9 months. Then they are posted as IAS officers. So when I was addressing I gave an oath. I'm afraid of giving the oath to all of you. The oath I gave was, all of them took the oath from me. I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Now, when I said I work with integrity, high decibel. Everybody, all the officers, high decibels. I will succeed with integrity, then decibel went low, very low. So work with integrity, succeed with integrity. On 22nd November 2011, last month, I went to Jorhat for addressing Assam, Jorhat, for addressing the World Tea Science Congress, There I addressed the administrative and police officers of Jorhat and the Burkar district, which was organized by Mr. R.C. Jain, District Magistrate Jorhat, on 21st November evening. There, as I said, I administered oath to the participant. I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. The decibel level was very high when they said work with integrity, and decibel level went down when they were repeating succeed with integrity. Jorhat also it happened, Mussoorie it happened, Jorhat also it happened. But next day, I saw a very beautiful situation, the World Tea Science Congress, in the presence of Chief Minister of Assam and Jorhat administrative team. I saw in front of me the chairman of the tea board, Mr. MGVK Banu, an IAS officer. Many of you may know. The MGVK Banu, an IAS officer, giving the introductory speech to the participant of the World Tea Science Congress, and he is the chairperson of the board, tea board. Mr. Banu said yesterday, Dr. Kalam administered an oath to all the IAS and IPS officers, including myself. I would like to assure Dr. Kalam that I have worked with integrity and succeeded with integrity during the last 24 years as an IAS officer in different parts of the state and with the center. Now I am in the tea board. I was secretary to CM and Assam also. I would like to assure Dr. Kalam that I have tried to create a brand of moral uprightness in all my tasks. Shri Banu also mentioned that what he was thinking for the whole night, what he would be remembered for. I asked all the people assembled here, what you will be remembered for. Each one of you can write half a page, what I will be remembered for. For that he replies, what he should be remembered for. Banu also mentioned, Kalam was thinking for the whole night what he said, what he should be remembered for. He said he would like to be remembered for making India the largest producer of the tea and largest exporter of tea in the world. I am very happy to share this unique experience. If every functionary of government of India or industry, public sector, private sector has such a vision and a mission, I am confident that we will get transformed to a developed nation well before 2020 in another 11 years' time. Now friends, can India become the leader in any field? This is a story, the hero sitting in the dais. I am going to give a story of the hero who is sitting in the dais. Now can India become a leader in any field? Friends, let me share an experience of a technological leadership and marketing breakthrough in India in this decade in the design, development and productionization of a supersonic cruise missile BrahMos by an Indo-Russian joint venture. BrahMos, the first supersonic operational cruise missile in the world, which can be launched from multiple platforms with modification for aircraft, multiple maneuvering trajectory profiles against different types of targets on the sea, on the land, and network-centric warfare. The system so developed, what this guy has done, the system so developed precise on the target, delivering the enormous kinetic energy due to its supersonic speed, and is most cost-effective. Most importantly, an advanced world-class system has been realized in the shortest possible time, leapfrogging other countries. This is indeed the result of technological and financial cooperation leading to an operational system. In successful design, development, production and marketing of BrahMos missile, an innovative way of technology cooperation has emerged between India and Russia for nearly $10 billion business with an investment of $150 million from each partner. $300 million. Both countries, India and Russia, invested. Today, it is leading to about $10 billion business. This message, and also is a world-class missile, but it cannot be always world-class. One day the competition will start from Europe and USA, but definitely for next 5 years, this will be the world class. The message I would like to convey out of this program is, it's possible in India, with core competence in multiple fields, to work with many countries in joint venture mode, bringing together multiple core competencies of participating nations, leading to successful enterprises. Since you are all private sector also, you can think about it. BrahMos is an example of technological cooperation leading to the economic benefits for the partnering nations and adds value to a number of institutions in both countries. BrahMos joint venture shows how the core competencies of two nations can be brought together for addressing a need, particularly societal transformation. In this project itself, as a corporate social responsibility support was given to extend the benefit of lightweight calipers, a spin-off from missile technology to 30,000 polio-affected children from India, Thailand, Laos, and other Asian countries. The connectivity and sharing of a core competence will lead to an evolution of a global knowledge capital sharing platform, especially in the domain of energy independence as well. Now, friends, in conclusion, I am saying the vision for the nation and the project leadership. India has to transform into an economically developed nation by the year 2020, another 9 years' time. This means our citizens can live in a green, clean environment without pollution, having prosperity without poverty, a peace without fear of war, and a happy place to live for all citizens of the nations. I am sure that talented project leaders, program managers with the foundation of 9 dimensions of creative leadership just now I focused, and talented human power will be able to transform India into a performing nation. Indeed, PMA is a partner in this transformation by equipping the project leaders with the leadership qualities I have explained. These leaders with great quality of what can I give? And I will work with integrity and succeed. The message I am giving you for all of you, finally, what can I give? And then I will work with integrity, succeed with integrity, will lead to a nation towards success in all its mission. My best wishes to all the participants of the Global Symposium on Festival of Thinkers and Doers, success in all their program and project. May God bless you all, friends. Want to take me questions? You want to take me questions? You want to take me questions? You can want to ask questions? Some questions, four questions. Okay? You can ask questions. Any question you can ask. Okay? Who will ask? Who will ask? Sit down, please. All of you sit down. Well, it's a good question. I will say that, when I had a professor, C. Satish Dhawan, he said, you guy, in 7 years' time, I will give you all the money you want. I will give you all the human power what you want. I will give you approved a management plan for the cabinet. In 7 years' time, you have to build a rocket, put a satellite in orbit. I was hesitating. How do I do? A lot of seniors were there. And how do I, all the thousands of scientists, engineers I need. So I had a doubt whether I can do it. Then he called me. Kalam, what he said I am repeating to you. Kalam, young lady, hear me? You are hearing? He said, if you don't do anything, no problem, isn't it? If you don't write exam, no results, isn't it? No problem. But if you do a major task, major mission, there will be always some problem, okay? But problem should not become your captain. You should become the captain of the problem, defeat the problem, and succeed. So, answer to your question, India has got everything. Material we have got, technology we have got, human power, 600 billion youth we have got. What we have to have, will you repeat if you don't mind, all of you? Will you repeat? Or you don't want to? Yes. I can do it. We can do it. India will do it. That is what we need. Confidence. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What's the future of nuclear for India? I saw your curriculum visit.
Yeah. Well, you see, I personally believe there are three energies, clean energy. Now the climate change threatening us, is it not? So imagine the type of, we are injecting 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide from a fossil fuel. The car you came today to this place, each liter generates 2 kilograms of carbon dioxide. All of you come in the car. When you're driving, each liter what you have put there, it generates 2 kilograms of carbon dioxide. So we have to get out of it, okay? We have to get. That's why I'm proposing what is called energy independence. Energy independence, three energies will play a very important role. One is nuclear power, another is solar power, terrestrial solar power, and third one biofuel. Okay, wind power also is there in that. So nuclear power definitely is going to be, just now I told you 595 nuclear reactors are there in the world. So that type of accident we have got so far generally would lead to the review of the plants and reinforce the safety. Okay, see, the first time when the Wright brothers flew, they crashed after 5 seconds. But today you come in the flight, isn't it? Today you come in the flight. That's how technology with reliability builds in. Of course, the radiation is an issue, and that's why when I went to Kudangalam power plant, I saw there are 3-stage safety there. How to contain the core. So the core will even melts, the radiation will be contained. What is called core catcher is there. So you read that paper, okay? Thank you.
Sir, succeed with integrity. Can you kindly elaborate and tell why you feel that people fear to commit to that or make an oath for that? Commit to succeed with integrity.
Well, integrity is a big challenge for a human being. You see, for example, we please sit down. What happened? Anything when you are performing, you should always look at whether am I doing the right thing, the righteous action. Whether I am doing the righteous action, you have to ask yourself. So if it is not righteous, then you are going away from integrity. You are going away. That's why where there is a righteousness in the heart, there is a beauty in the character. Where there is righteous in the heart, integrity is what? Nothing but righteousness. Where there is a righteous in the heart, there is a beauty in the character. Where there is a beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. Where there is harmony home, there is an order in the nation. Where there is order in the nation, there is a peace in the world. So integrity and righteousness are integrated. Okay? Okay, sir. Yes.
Sir, presently I am professor of management in Banaras Hindu University. They specialize in operations and manufacturing management. When you have visited Banaras Hindu University at that time,
I am a visitor, sir, there. Yeah. I am a professor there.
Yeah.
Visiting
when
professor.
You have visited Banaras Hindu University at that time, I was professor in charge of all the guest houses. I have met you in your bedroom.
What is the question, sir? Yes.
You were with Dr. Rajan.
Yes. Y.S. Rajan.
You were working on some very good book with Acharya Mahaprabhu.
Yes. Yeah, book. You are writing a book.
Going to be published in future, sir.
Yeah, you are right. Yes. That book has been published already. It's called Family and the Nation. Family and the Nation. Already Penguin has published. Okay. Okay, not Penguin, somebody else. Yes.
Professor Banwat from IIT Delhi, you gave a very inspiring speech on Professor Induleshan's memorial lecture. My observation, sir, is when you talk about vision and missionary zeal, is it possible, like you mentioned about the tea, if he started producing too much tea and more people took to tea, whereas in totality there are some people who say don't have tea. So could it be that you are working in contradiction to overall totality, but individual subsystem optimization might be there?
Yeah. So it's a good question, sir. For example, you take the aircraft. Aircraft carries bombs also, fighter aircraft. No? Fighter. That doesn't mean you will forsake the Boeing aircraft, Airbus aircraft. You have to come in that. See, then the fertilizer, you know, fertilizer what you use to produce the production of the more grain, the same fertilizer used for the chemical weapons. Chemical weapons one side, whereas it reaches good increase in the productivity also. So the same rockets becomes a missile, deliver the payload, nuclear payload. But same rockets also delivers the transponders in the geosynchronous orbit, which connects the villages. So any technology, E equal to mc square, so Einstein found. He didn't say you don't make a bomb or you don't make electricity, but we make electricity and also bomb. Okay. Yes, yes.
Related with this nuclear power plant, you have recently visited Badakulam, and can you give the message what is the fear with us and the Indian people regarding this power plant?
You see, Indian people, they are afraid of a dam, hydroelectricity. They are afraid of hydroelectricity. They are afraid of nuclear electricity. Okay. My answer to them is, any work what you do, there may be fear is well based now, that what Japanese accident what has taken place, it's an extreme condition of a tsunami and the extreme condition of earth combination that damage has taken place. Still I told you, the professor said there is no radiation death. That means it's contained there. So my feeling is that any work what we do in the transport, the road action kills more people. You know about it. So what we have to do, instead of carried away by certain propaganda, what we should, right thinking we must have. We need a clean energy. How much coal we see? Coal daily 10,000 to 20,000 tons of coal to make about 100 megawatt power. But you need 40 to 100 kg of nuclear fuel to generate same much of power. So you must understand the significance of it, that we have to live in the earth. Earth must be a clean earth. So clean energy we need. Solar power, clean energy, nuclear power, clean energy. Okay? Okay, sir.
No. Sir, excuse me.
Okay?
Good evening, sir.
Where are you?
Sir, here.
Get up.
On the left, here.
Yes, yes.
Sir, you're the inspiration for millions all over the world.
Okay.
So who is your idol?
Well, my inspiration happened when I was a 10-year boy. A 10-year boy, when I was studying 5th class, there was a teacher, his name is Siva Subramania Iyer, science teacher. He went to the blackboard and he put a sketch of a bird, started explaining what wings do, what tail do of a bird. The way he explained how birds fly, that day he gave me a vision for my life, something to do with flight science. So I took physics, then I took aeronautical engineering, I became a rocket engineer, then became space technology, then I started flying. Okay?
The winners of 21st centuries are going to be those who have mastered knowledge through research, development, and through converting experience into the new products. We have tied up